It's a bit hard to talk because there's a couple of dogs across the road that don't like strangers. And we've found a beautiful little house. It's brand spanking new. And again, I'm trying to give you guys an idea on costs and opportunities here in Bali. So I'm not going to go into the details of what you need to do to be able to buy land. That's a whole nother vlog, and I need legal advice and some consultation to do that. But I am going to talk to you about what you can find if you're living here in Bali and you've got time to look around. So we're up at the side of Uluwatu. So from down on the water where we were by the immigration department in Jimbaran, we sort of wound our way up the hill. It's a bit of a rough dirt track, and there's a couple of potholes. But there's plenty of room here to park a car, and there's also room to park a few bikes. So I'm going to take you over here, have a quick look. Now here's the place here. There's the boss. And we're going to come in here. So look, you've got a nice parking area here. You've got a beautiful brand spanking new little 2-bedroom place. And it's only small, but to be honest, you don't need huge. Now, you've got a bit of, I love the landscaping. There's a plant wherever you want trees. But I'll take you in. Nice and secure. Good little driveway you can push across there. And then if we go inside. Now, electricity's on, but there's not many light bulbs. We've got a small little bathroom in here with a flush toilet. We've got a small kitchen area where you put a stove, and we've got a bedroom in the back here. Well, here we go. So we've got a bedroom here, nice single bedroom. You can squeeze a small double bed in, and the main bedroom here, looking out over your front yard there. So simple. You've got power points up here and up there in the lounge room for air conditioning, and also in the guest room or in the second room. You've got power points down there for cooking and also for your TV, so you can have a nice corner lounge or something here. Open those windows up. There's vents above the doors, and I imagine they'd be screened off to stop the bugs and stuff getting in. But I tell you what, it's got some good little bones here. It's not massive. It is a little bit out of the way, and in its own way, that's a positive, because you don't want to be too close to the craziness of downtown. There's enough room here. You can have a little home office. Plenty of room here just to have someone over to entertain. You find a lot of people that live here don't cook very much at home because it's so cheap and so easy to cook up the road. But I'll tell you what I would do here. That area there, you turn that into a swimming pool. Swap the gate around so it's coming through this side. You've got a swimming pool there. You've got a nice little parking and an area down here for a barbecue and for some outdoor chairs. You could even bring a bit of a thing. You've got quite a high ceiling up there, and it looks like it's nearly 2-story, but it's actually just to keep the heat, or to get rid of the heat, so it doesn't get too stinking hot inside here. So my options for this first villa, give you an idea, they're looking at about 65,000-70,000 Aussie dollars. It's brand spanking new. There is room out the front to put a swimming pool, and you'd have to move the gate around and do a bit of playing, but you could do that. And I'm going to try and find out how much it's going to cost to put a pool in there, just out of interest. You would have to go and do something about that dog barking. After a while of being there, the dogs were a lot quieter, but they still were going off almost non-stop. And look, they're just protecting their neighbourhood, and I'm sure once you settled in and you were there regularly, it'd be better. But I believe the lady that's got the dogs has got 10 dogs. She owns a property, so she's not likely to leave tomorrow, and that would do my head in. So I'm not likely to be looking at this as a place for myself, but these, I'm just trying to give you an idea at what a place is going to cost, what it's worth, the neighbourhood, the the size of the bedrooms, the limitations of the kitchens, and the physical space that you can get. And these are just a couple of options. The next one I'm going to go to is not far away from this first 2-bedroom one. Again, brand new. A little bit tiny bigger room, bigger yard, a little bit bigger in the house as well, and a little bit more in the budget. So let's go to villa number 2 and we'll see what we can get there. So here's another option, and we've got much more room, much more living area here. Got a big sort of lounge room and dining sort of entertaining area here. A very tiny kitchen, but as I said before, very few people here cook at home because the food's so cheap at the Wrongs, and you don't really want to cook inside the house. So this has got a big front yard. The bedrooms are fairly small, but they've got room for air conditioning already built into them, so you can put AC in there quite easily. No pool, and you could potentially put one here, or maybe a little plunge pool or a spa or something here in the corner. Nicely done. They certainly look nicely made. What do you think? Oh, there's your vines. That's the orange you're after? Yeah. They look beautiful, eh? Yeah. By the time they grow all the way along, they'll look lovely. So you've got a bit of airflow there with the doors. Certainly don't have the noise from the dogs a couple of streets over. A little bit of dog noise in the background, but nothing like what it was across the road. That was diabolical. And you've got a beautiful sort of leafy outlook here. So if we take you outside, enough room to park a couple of bikes, even a car. And you've got a really nice sort of rural, quiet outlook. Some neighbours next door. Very similar house style that they've done. I can nearly guarantee it's all with the same builder. So I'm going to find out what these places are going for. Probably similar money. Look, it comes with its own cat. Look. It's funny as. And you've got good drainage out the front too. So if it rains, well, when it rains, you've got a bit of water course to get rid of. So look, I'll find out for you. I'll get back to you on the costs and the details of something like this, a little bit more upmarket than that little 1-bedroom villa. You could potentially put a pool in, certainly have a spa or something, and a bit of a covered area over there. But we're just looking, we're just trying to get into our heads what sort of levels, what pricing, what do you get for that sort of money, and from there you can sort of say, well, I want more, I want less. I really don't want to have to go into something I've got to do a lot of work to myself, but the work that needs for these ones, a bit of furniture, and maybe. Okay, so something like this one here, we're looking at around about 85,000 Australian dollars, thereabouts. You're going to get some change. By the time you put an AC unit in there, you'd probably say quite a comfortable $100,000, and you're into a brand spanking new place with air conditioning, furniture, and security gates and stuff like that. I'd find out. I'm actually going to find out how much for a small pool, little plunge pool, because personally, if it was me and I was living up here, I don't want to be running AC all the time. I'd rather duck out, jump in a pool, just cool off, have a quick dip, and get back out again. So I'd be interested to find out what a pool does cost, and if they could, what criteria they need to be able to put one in. One thing about it, and this is a big thing in Bali, you've got to work out if the water is potable, if it's drinkable, and you also got to work out if there's a water supply. The place where I'm at, we actually had to put a water pump in the bore so that we could suck the water up from groundwater. And most of Bali, certainly a lot of Denpasar area down on the flats, is all local bore water, which means it's free, but it's also contaminated, so you got to put filtration, or you just make sure you brush your teeth in bottled water. But these guys here have got so you've got a water supply, and you've got electricity and everything all set up, so it's almost ready. It's almost ready just to move straight in. And if you could do something like a nice little simple pool or something in there, I'd be keen on that. I'd be real keen. Food for thought. Look, I really think this is a lot better. First of all, it doesn't have that bloody dog across the road just going ridiculous, and you're quite private here. You've got bush across the road, certainly at this stage. You've got owners that own their own homes next door, so you don't have itinerants or something coming through. You've got a nice little back office that you could turn into a bedroom or an office. A decent size master bedroom opening out onto the front veranda or the front yard area. I'd put a pool in that front little spot there, just a little tiny plunge pool, so you could just walk out the front door, jump in a pool, cool off. You've got a bit of a decent size area for a lounge room and a nice little bathroom. Look, at around that, somewhere between $10,000 and $15,000 a year to rent this place out permanently, you've got a nice little investment here. If you pick it up for 100 grand, put a little bit of furniture and stuff in there, you've actually got something you can turn some nice money over, and it'll also be there because you own it outright. And that's one of the advantages, unlike leasehold, where you only own the building for a period of time, or the land, so I'll say, for a period of time. This gives you a chance to be in the market, owning some property. And again, you've got to go through the legal loopholes to make that possible in Bali, but there are ways and means of doing it. So, hey, it certainly gives you something to think about, and we're going to go look for some more properties shortly.